Hello YouTube, Byron at Splitting Slices. Welcome back to the Knife Channel. It is August 21st, 2025. That's a Thursday. I'm filming this early morning. My wife and I both had to be up an hour and a half early. She had a business meeting. I figured I'd just get this thing knocked out, get it published for release by mid-morning. Today is my third buck knife in 5 days. This is an open tag series started by JC over a mountain jar and added to by Ken at the cutting edge. What we're doing is showing you 5 bucks in 5 days and pairing it with a complementary knife. And it's up to me to explain why it's complementary. So let's get into it. The knife that I have on the table in front of you this morning is the Buck 722 Spitfire. Now, this is a pretty special knife to me in that it is from the Buck Custom Shop, although I didn't order it that way. This is a limited run, special edition, Bourbon and Blades Festival 2024 Red Hill Cutlery Buck Knives Festival event knife. That's a big mouthful. And it's been a very special knife for me, and I love it as a light summer folding pocket carry that provides just that right target size that most people are looking at for EDC. Now let's talk quickly about this knife and then we'll get into the specs of all of them. So what are we looking at here? We're looking at a 7¼ inch overall length knife. It has a 3¼ inch blade of potentially 3 different blade steels. We'll get into that. It is aluminum scales, and these scales can be anodized in almost a dozen different colors by the Buck Custom Shop. It has an aluminum backspacer. It is a mid-lock back lock knife. It is one-handed open thumb slow roll deployment, or you can reach up there and use 2 hands and just open the knife with that thumb hole. It is not a fidgety knife. This is on washers and is more of a slow roll action. Beautiful neutral handle scale with a slight pistol grip makes a very comfortable hold. Now I can get all 4 fingers on this. I can choke up, but I don't recommend it because of this recurve area. We're going to talk about that here in a second. Beautiful thumb ramp that's jimped to give you a little extra control when using the knife. No additional jimping up top, but it's just an overall excellent drop point recurved blade shape that can do a lot of different tasks. Great part about this knife, it is ambidextrous in that, one, it has a lanyard hole, so lanyard lovers everywhere, you're going to rejoice at that. Since it is an ambidextrous opening system with that hole in the blade, you can carry it left hand or right hand. And it is ambidextrous in the way that you can carry this knife in the pocket. You can carry this knife tip up or tip down, left-handed side or right-hand side carry. And I'm referencing the front pocket carry. Now, it's not a deep carry pocket clip. You have about 3/4 of that knife sticking out of your pocket, but it does give you enough to easily grip the knife to pull it out of your pocket. And this pocket clip, I love it. It's got some really good spring retention, and it's also light, and it holds well in some cargo shorts or even some light-duty gym shorts as a summer EDC carry. Now, this has some special custom Buck Shop anodization. It's got the Bourbon and Blades 2024 logo on it. This was one of 100 knives made. Has a Cerakoted flat dark earth coating on this S35 blade steel. And if you can see there, this one was signed by CJ Buck last year at the festival. He will be there again this year, folks, if you're interested in getting his signature on any one of your personally owned Buck knives or ones that you buy at the shop. Here on this side of the blade, you can see it says Boss Heat Treat S35VN Custom Knife Shop Build. So just a beautiful knife. I carry this on special occasions. I've probably carried it a dozen times over the course of the year, and I thoroughly enjoy it for an EDC carry. Now, biggest complaint on this knife, it is right here at the lack of a sharpening choil at the back edge of this recurve. About the only way you are going to be able to sharpen this knife and get a nice consistent sharpening grind on that secondary bevel is to use ceramic rods. Either an old Spyderco rod system, a Steamboat ceramic rod system. But if you go to try to sharpen this knife, you are going to either destroy or ruin this back recurved blade edge. But I'm not sure that's all that big a deal. In fact, I think in the future I may actually take that off and make a choil. But you'll notice it's going to be difficult to do with the way this blade is shaped. My only critique of this knife and its blade shape is that lack of a sharpening choil. And if Buck would redesign the shape of this knife, maybe give the blade just a little more belly so that they can do this recurve and then somehow get a sharpening choil in that, I think it would make the knife better. But with that said, I'm very happy with this as an average EDC size target carry for most people. All right, best thing about this knife is all of the price points and the way that you can obtain it. This knife can be had from most dealers and retail shops with their standard H20HC stainless steel and standard construction for somewhere around $40 to $45. Now you can go up in price and get a wide variety of different colors, customizations, anodizations, blade shapes, blade styles, or blade coatings and blade materials. And you can spend as much as $185 on this model at the Buck Custom Shop. So you've got a wide range of customization features and price points that you can obtain this knife for, and that is great from a customer collector standpoint. All right, I got to team this knife up with somebody. I'm going to team it up with two other Buck knives. If I was going to go small with a slip joint, I'm going to team it up with that Buck 389 canoe that I showed yesterday from Bourbon and Blades 2025. That would be the slip joint that I would pair this up with. And if I was going to go with a fixed blade, let me slide this up a bit, I think I'm going to have to pair it with a Buck fixed blade. And I can't think of a better fixed blade to pair it up with than the iconic and absolutely fantastic bird and trout knife that is called the 102 Woodsman. I think this is just a fantastic little fixed blade for EDC, for hiking, for hunting. It can pretty much do it all and do it well. Beautiful clip point shape on that. We're not going to talk too much more about this knife because it is tomorrow's knife for my Pirate 4 series. But just an iconic knife and a great little fixed blade to pair that 722 Spitfire up with for a good pairing. So there are my knives for today, folks. This is Byron from Splitting Slices saying split a slice with a friend soon. Think about joining us at the Red Hill Cutlery Boundary Oak Distillery Buck Knives sponsored festival on September 6, 2025, sponsored by the City of Radcliffe with a free country concert. And until my next video, everybody, please take care.